Can you folks hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
How you doing, Dennis? Oh,
I'm good.
perfect.
Can hear you too. Hello, everyone.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Dennis. Dennis Anderson.
Be with you in 1 second.
Okay, sorry. Perfect. So, beautiful. Oh, here we go. I missed a whole bunch. Okay, everyone, thanks for joining. Sorry, I'm jumping on here a little bit late. Let's do a quick overview of everybody we have on the call so we get a good idea as to who's here, maybe how long you've been using the system. I'll walk through what we'll do. So first step, we'll go through a little introduction of everybody here, 10 seconds or less. Then I will share my screen and go through the updates that we have. So it might answer some of your questions ahead of time and some of the new features that are now available and will be coming out. Then we'll leave the last part for questions, comments, feedback, whether features to be added or things that aren't working that you think, hey, this would be nice if this was adjusted or changed. Beautiful, perfect. So let's start from the bottom. We'll see how many folks are still here or accessible. Jason from Markham, I believe.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, good. Do you want to share a little bit about yourself, the rink you're at, twin pad, single pad?
Yeah, my name is Jason. I work for the city of Markham out of Crosby Arena. Just a small single heritage pad here in Unionville. So been here for about 2 years. So just getting a little bit more familiar with everything.
Awesome. Thank you, Jason. Trevor, another new user here. Okay, Trevor, you're muted. Scott.
I just joined in here.
Hey, Scott, where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Ottawa, Ontario. I'm at the Bell Sensplex in Canada, where the Ottawa Senators official practice facility. We're paired with Randy and Brendan and at Richcraft and Kavanaugh, Alex out at Kavanaugh.
Yeah, you got the whole team here. Thank you.
Yeah.
Randy, how are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. How are you?
Good, good. Good to hear from you. Good to see you.
Yeah, definitely. I love that shirt behind you there, the one on your left-hand shoulder there.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's the one.
He's not too bad, isn't he?
Randy Watt, I am the Director of Operations for all the Sensplexes in the Ottawa and region. We've been using your programs for more than, I'm going to say, 7 or 8 years, but we were off for a bit. But in the last little bit, we've been going pretty hard, and it's a great tool for us.
Thanks for the kind words, Randy. Jeremy Norton.
How you doing? I'm Jeremy. I'm from Watertown, Massachusetts, just outside Boston, and we have a single sheet facility, municipal rink, and we've had Sub-Zero for about 2 months, maybe. But man, what a great tool!
Thank you, Jeremy. Much appreciated. Matt Hall.
Hey, Matt Hall. I'm with Port Hope. It's about an hour east of Toronto, if anybody doesn't know. Just one pad, and we've been using Sub-Zero for the last year, mainly for our ice sheet, but it's working really well. And we're using the heat map as well for the ice resurfacer.
Cool. Thank you, Matt. Martin, maybe you want to introduce yourself now, or we'll leave it for a little bit later on in the meeting. I'm not sure if you got a mic connected.
Is that me, Zach? Sorry.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, you're good.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Martin. I'm from WM Technics, based in the most northern province of Italy. Thank you very much for having me as a guest tonight. I'm very honored and pleased to participate today. And well, our history is pretty short with Sub-Zero, but thanks to Zach and family, we are very honored to start a collaboration and partnership pretty soon. Thank you very much. Enjoy the meeting.
Very excited. Thank you, Martin. Josh Wumbold.
Hey, Zach. Josh Wumbold. I'm from the Lunenburg County Lifestyle Center in Bridgewater, Nova Scotia, and we've been on Sub-Zero now for about a year. Really loving the tool.
Thank you, Josh. Joel Allen.
Hi, everyone. I'm Joel. I'm the manager of recreation for the city of Dryden in Ontario. I've just transitioned into this manager recreation role, so I'm still playing catch up and learning the system, but excited to be here.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us. Joe, Mr. Brown. Oh, we'll see if he gets unmuted. We'll move on. Jeff Smale. Okay, another one that's muted. Jason Boyer. Oh, there we go, Jeff. Sorry.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah, Township of Lucan Biddulph. We got a single pad arena here. We've been using Sub-Zero for a little over a year and nothing but good things to say about it.
Thank you, Jeff. Jason.
Thanks, Zach. From City of Dryden as well with Joel. I'm the Director of Community Services here. We have a 2-pad facility, and we've been using Sub-Zero for a year now. We're looking at getting the refrigeration log online as well moving forward, and yeah, just looking at all the products and seeing how we can integrate everything a little bit more seamlessly. Now that I got Joel stepping in and doing more of the day-to-day stuff, we can look to integrate more things and kind of take care of our assets better and manage our day-to-day stuff better as well.
Beautiful. Looking forward to it. Thank you, Jason. Jared.
Hey, Zach. Jared here from Canada Life Center, home of the Winnipeg Jets. Think this is going on our 3rd season now. I think we were right from the beginning, so keep moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. From day one. Thank you, Jared. James.
I hope I'm the only James.
There you go. Yeah, so far.
Yeah. Town of Grand Valley, single pad. We've been using, I'm going to say this is going to be part of our 3rd season, as I think we were right near the beginning as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Mr. Gerard.
Hello, everybody. I'm over at Sharks Ice in San Jose. I'm at our largest facility, which is 6 sheets. I'm not sure how long we've been on Sub-Zero now, but it's been a while, and the best tool that has really taken hold with our ice techs is the ice depth checks, and it's been extremely helpful, something that they've really taken to. So it's been a good add for sure.
Thank you, my friend. Dennis, again, unless you're still unavailable. Okay, Dennis might still be unavailable. Corey?
Hi, it's Corey Vanero from the Chesley Arena in Ontario. We just signed up with Sub-Zero. Haven't had a chance to use it yet, but looking forward to using it.
Awesome. Thank you, Corey. Brandon, Sensplex.
Hey, Zach. Brian McCall, manager of the Richcraft Sensplex out in Ottawa. We have a 4-pad facility here. Like Randy said, we were on it for like 7 years and stopped using it. Now I think we're going on our 3rd year now, and it definitely makes my job a lot easier.
That's good to hear. Anything to help you. Anne.
Hello, I manage the Stevens Point Municipal Rink, and we've had Sub-Zero for just about a year, but only started using it just last month. And so now we're diving in and looking forward to the organization it'll bring.
Yeah, thank you, Anne. Alex Stevenson.
Hey, Zach, manager Kavanaugh Sensplex, with Scott, Brandon, and Randy. We're on the other side of Ottawa from Richcraft Sensplex. We just had a single pad here as opposed to the other two with 4 pads. Used the tool since I started. Been a great add to the team. Everybody's bought in.
Love it. Thank you, Alex. And Adam, Lions.
Hey, Zach. Adam Lyons here, lead ice technician for the Flint Firebirds, part of the OHL here in Michigan. We've been testing Sub-Zero on and off for probably, I think, about a year and a half now. Finally got my boss to buy it. It has given me a huge insight to what my floor actually is doing. And I can't wait until I can get you guys out next year to actually give me a variance, so I know what it's doing. But my drivers love it, and it's given me a huge insight to what's actually going on when I'm not there.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Adam. Okay, everyone, thank you for joining. We love this variety of individuals we have, from single pad community rinks up to NHL facilities and multi-sheet facilities and brand new users to old users. Sorry, I think we've got, oh, Dennis, you're unmuted there. I'm just gonna mute you for a sec, just perfect, so then nobody gets, so everyone can hear everything that's going on. So we're gonna go through, we're gonna spend about an hour, hopefully no more than that, going through the system. I checked the last time we did a user group meeting was in March or April, so a lot's happened in the last 6 months. Some of you might be aware of some of these features, some might not. So it's a nice refresher. Also plan for what will be coming and to get your feedback as well to what you think is higher priority than other things, or just general things that we haven't thought of that you said, hey, it would be valuable if X, Y, Z was available in the tool. Excited and happy to see where this conversation goes. If you have questions, feel free to stop me. Don't have to wait until the end of the presentation or once I stop talking, because I might not stop talking. But we'll walk through everything right here. So here's the system. Everything's accessible on a web app. I could leave the exciting news to the very end, but I don't think there's any point in doing so. So yes, we do have an app coming on the App Store itself. This new, so it's like a real app, not a web app anymore. Let me log out so you can see it. So actually, let me close it and then open it. So it's going to be coming so that you can download on an iPhone, on an iPad. Yes, we'll be working for Android as well. Your login page, everything fits seamlessly. Admin rfam at marmac.ca. So then if any of you folks have questions about, is an app coming, we want to use it a little bit better on an Apple device or on a tablet or whatever, yes, that's the case. With all of your widgets right there for you to be able to access and go through as to for each rink that you operate or each facility that you have. Then being able to do ice steps, flood logs, circle checks, and all of your trends right there on your device. Pulling up historic readings, we'll leave that for the desktop view. The app for the time being will just be for logging all of your information seamlessly, with the end goal to be able to have widgets on your home screen, again, on an iPad, on an iPhone, whether it's for your ice steps, for your surface temperatures, for your last flood that was logged. We're really excited. So next week, potentially, I'll be able to have the final version in my hand to test. And then for some of you that would want to be first users of the official app, we can send you a private link to download it and to try it out before we make it available to everybody. But yeah, we're really excited. We can't wait to get your feedback. And it's just you guys trusting us and us, the next iteration of the tool. So that being said, let's log into the system and I'll show you some of the new features that we've got. So this homepage here will have widgets, trends, something I'll show you in a bit. All of your activities here on the left side, as we spoke of, flood cut logs. So I believe just last week we fixed the time zone, which has been a long time coming. You guys can confirm, especially for some of you folks out on the West Coast, if the flood start time is updated for your time zone. Nothing else pretty much has changed. Yes, surface temp, air temp, edging completed, that's been added. Results is still the same. I believe there is a drop down here now to see notes. So if the notes were too squished on the side, now you'll see all those notes, small little additions. and a heat map. I haven't used it much. See, there's the problem. But that heat map is, especially for you folks that have multiple rinks, you can let me know how that works for you. It'll tell you how many cuts you've logged today, or if you've logged any cuts, whereas this view here, if you have 9 sheets of ice like the Sensplex, to be able to go through and say which rink, which pad, when was it done last, that dashboard will show you how many cuts were done today, when was the last cut done, and on average, how many cuts do you do per day? So then you can track that across all of your pads. If you just have a single sheet facility, this is sufficient. But once you start to get more sheets of ice, it's a little bit difficult for you to manage. Ice step checks, the heat map, as Matt alluded to, is something we're really excited about. So for all of your rinks now, and this is just demo rinks here, but you can now see all of them in one spot. So when was the last time an ice step check was completed? So Matt and Jack over at the Dallas Stars, their community rinks, they want to do ice step checks once a week, twice a week. So here, if it's green, means it's being done once a week or twice a week. Orange is a little bit overdue, red is well beyond due, but you can sort and search between, okay, when was the last time it was done, which rinks are overdue. So if you've got 9 sheets, again, if you're Gerard at the Sharks and you're trying to monitor all these different rinks and say, okay, when was the last time it was done, without having to go into each and every single rink in the results page, this is your way of doing it. The edging depth as well, which we'll get to in a sec. How many points you have over 2 inches, how many points you have under 3/4 of an inch, which is the thickest sheet of ice or the thinnest currently, or the largest variance or the smallest variance, and then a quick link to fill in a new ice step check for that rink. We feel like this will make managing, especially if you've got more than 2, 3, 4 sheets of ice, a lot simpler and easier, and to visualize everything in one spot. Questions, comments? Okay. So you can do, and that applies whether it's 29, 37, 52. We've also added an edging depth. If any of you have started using it, feel free to unmute and let me know. We're excited about this because when you currently do your ice steps, some people don't go right to the kick plate to drill like point wherever 1, 3, 29, 27, or any of those other ones. So this is a unique ice step. It's the same layout, the same rink as what you're doing for 29 or your 37, but it's 18 points right around the kick plate to make sure edges aren't getting too thick. You could do the same time or right after you do a normal ice step. You could do it more often, less often, but at least we can compare and eventually send out an alarm or an alert once your ice steps get to be 25% thicker. So if your ice step is at 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches, and your edges are at 1 3/4, 2 inches, an alarm will go out saying, hey, you should plan on doing edging within the next day or two because your edges are getting out of whack. But now that will be data to compare that for you. The results, everything's still the same. We are working on optimizing it for different screen sizes and so on, but that will all be coming out soon. Questions, comments? Okay. Floor evaluation is still the same. So for those of you that aren't aware, I guess it's probably just after we had the last user group meeting, we're able to come out and do your floor evaluations. So let me, I'm going to show, Dan said that it's okay for us to show their floor evaluation. So we can come out, complete your floor evaluation, where you pick your rank. So we did this one in the spring. So there you can see submit. So 0 meaning the lowest spot on the floor, the red circle being the high spot. So they're 1/4 inch variance, which is really good compared to a number of the rinks we've seen. And we do it for all the same spots that you drill. So then you can take this reading and then overlay your ice thickness on top of it to then compare your levelness. So then if you've got multiple sheets of ice, again, you can ensure that you have the same consistency across any rink that someone might play at. So then if we take those readings and if we go to now your levelness, so we're adding your ice step and your floor variance, and we've done this for a bunch of your rinks. Press generate. So this is the last ice step done yesterday, but you can compare across any of them that have been completed. Press submit, and there you go. So here's your high spot, 1/4 inch variance, 1.5 inch ice depth combined, 1 3/4 inches. So you can see your high spot combined is just over 1.75 inches. So now every other spot adds the floor variance and the ice thickness to then tell you if you're above or below from your high spot. So dark blue means you're thicker, light blue means you're thinner. So now you can see this is pretty consistent. Over here, they can cut a little bit, even though, yes, it should be thicker because it's a lower spot on their floor, but they could cut about 1/4 inch there, 1/4 inch. It's up to each organization, their operations. We're not going to dictate that, but eventually over a period of time. So then here's those 29 points of your floor, and here's your ice thickness. You can see it's pretty consistent except for maybe 1 or 2 spots, and you'll be able to compare this. And our goal is when you start using Sub-Zero and when you have your floor evaluation done, we'll be able to show you, hey, this is how off your levelness was, and then 6 months later, this is how much you're able to dial it in by having the data and say, hey, look, your ice consistency or levelness is improved by X percentage over that 6-month period because you have access to that data. And you can see most of these spots are almost pretty much bang on, except for maybe 2 or 3 spots across the entire sheet. Jason.
Thanks, Zach. So that you go back to that graph. Are you trying to get that blue line as straight as possible? Is that what we're looking at? Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. So here's those. No worries. Thank you. So here's those 29 points. So like here's those high spots at 21 and 22. Again, this doesn't look like your surface because it's that zigzag pattern, but still, just as you said, you want to have that blue line straight across, which might mean here I got to carry 1 inch. Here I'll carry 1.25 inches, but that blue line is ideal to have straight.
Cool. Great.
Sounds good.
Yep. Thank you.
Awesome. Dennis, do you mind if I show your data for the surface temperature in a bit? Is that okay for what you guys have done? I think it's phenomenal. We'll see once he unmutes or if he gives me a thumbs up. The ice resurfacer, tons of new features. So I'm going to go to, I'll just go back to our demo area just so you can see. So there's a whole bunch. You've got simplified checks, detailed checks, grease point checks, annual service checks. The heat map, I think, is going to be very useful for you folks. So you can see I don't do my checks, obviously, on my machines. But for you folks, you'll have all 4 or 10 or 15 machines listed here with the last date any of those checks were done. Again, through a logbook, it could be a bit of a nightmare if someone's logging it in. Okay, wait, which day for which machine was that at which rink? It could be all over the place. Here, it knows exactly which machine it was for and it color codes it. So simplified, it should be daily, detailed weekly, monthly, and then annual. And you can print a QR code for each of those machines, which we think is really exciting. So like let's say Jared over at Canada Life Center who has his 3 machines, he can print out the 3 QR codes, stick them on, scan it. So I'll just show you exactly what it'll look like. I log in. And then there's those checks. So you can see the top 4 are all red, which means they haven't been done in the allotted time. The bottom one's green, so the annual one's been done. But if I want to go do the simplified check, I just click on it and it pulls up for me to do right away with that machine listed. So then I can go ahead, say, yeah, pass, put the hours in if I want, upload a picture, press submit, and finished. So then now you can refresh this page. There you go. Your FAM Zamboni's been completed and been done. The other ones still haven't had their daily check done today or the weekly one, and this will make it so much simpler to keep on top of all of your checks and make sure that they're all completed. Questions, comments?
Zach, have you had any, I think I brought this up to you last year, maybe with Zamboni Connects. Like we got a Zamboni and we got Zamboni Connects. I don't know, is there any integration or any way to not double the data?
Process. So great question. We've had those discussions. We're looking at opportunities to work with organizations. Zamboni's been slammed with a whole bunch of stuff going on. They've helped support us build some of these forms, but it's a little bit more complex to have their system talk to ours. I don't want to get into the details of it because I don't 100% know how their system works and I don't want to assume it. But and that's part of why we've brought Martin from WM onto the call today to share about some of the work that they've done with their machines and what we're planning to work towards. We know Zamboni has all of the machines out there, and Zamboni's got the technology as well. And we're trying to work with all these different vendors just to make it easier for you, right? But we'll share some headway we've made with some of these organizations. That's why Martin's been able to join us. Sounds good, Jason?
Yeah, that's great. No, I can appreciate that. It's probably difficult and to get them to talk to each other, but as long as you guys are talking to each other and seeing if maybe that's something that can happen in the future, because you know, I like how yours incorporates, like I'd like to keep it all in one spot and keep it with Sub-Zero. But with the Zamboni Connects, obviously it's nice to see the fuel usage, the water usage, the time, the flood time and all that stuff. And it's real time, right? Like it's taken right away. So it'd be nice if somewhere down the road that it was able to integrate that data somehow. But I can appreciate that it's not an easy thing, even though it's easy for us to think about those things. It's much harder for you guys to work around all the challenges there. So appreciate you keeping it on the forefront.
No worries. Thank you, Jason. So one more thing I'd like to add here, we've also got the maintenance schedule, which I think some of you have played around with. For me to go into each and every area to see who's using it, it is a lot of work, especially with all the new customers and users and areas. If some of you folks have some experience with it, feel free to share. But I think this will be extremely valuable for each of you. And keeping on top of it, we'll try and make it top of mind with widgets and other things so you don't forget to log it. But being able to log your blade changes where you just select the machine, you just say last date completed today, target date, we want to change our blade roughly every 2 weeks. Who's the operator, Dwight, comments, whatever, press update. And then it will show you the last date it was done, the target date, how many floods were last done on that blade since you last replaced it. And then as you start to build out enough, what's the average amount done, notes, comments. That'll be cool. So we can start to do trends and analytics on, hey, on average, majority of ranks, we thought they would change their blade every 100 to 120 cuts. It's really closer to 80 or 75, or it depends on if they have a hockey program heavy or a figure skating program heavy and how much snow, depth of cut. There's tons of stuff we can do with that data and give you tons of valuable information. So by filling this in, making a habit, again, we'll make it easier to remember and to see this. But to fill in those blade changes, I think is crucial because for some of you here, it shows like 1,000 cuts since the blade was last changed just because it hasn't been updated. But if you start plugging those in, I believe you can go back retroactively. That'll also be helpful for you. The history of it, when was the auger greased, machine washed, towel cleaned. I believe folks are using it because someone reached out last week and said, hey, can you add wash water and peller as well? Because we want to know how many cuts we're getting out of that or how many floods we're getting out of that before we have to change it and replace it. That's the ice resurfacer module. Questions, comments? This next one I'm really excited about. We haven't heard back from Dennis, but that's okay. I'll just show you some of my demo data. So the surface temperature, we really encourage some of you folks to use it. Whether if you have a normal IR gun that you have like a Milwaukee one, it doesn't have to be Bluetooth, you can use your own. We are working on one. We're supposed to have a prototype of it. We don't have it right now, but that's fine. We'll get to it. But where you can go out and shoot all 17 points. We tried to do common areas like wherever your Zam gate might be in the corners, the goal creases, face-off dots, and then kind of just out in the point. We did one recently at an NHL building, and it took us like not even 5 minutes. We didn't have a Bluetooth one, unfortunately. If we had Bluetooth, it'd be probably 3 minutes. But one guy went out, shot the point, said what the degrees was, and we were able to then log all of this. For some of you folks that have a building automation system, that's awesome, but usually it just takes 1 point. Gerard, were you going to say something?
Nope, sorry, that was an accident.
You're good. Correct me if I'm wrong, but for a lot of you folks that maybe have a building automation system, it just takes 1 point telling you your surface temperature, but you don't get it across the entire rink or at different points to be able to compare. Some of the rinks we're seeing, again, if you have that 1 point, it might say, okay, 21 degrees or 18 degrees. Okay, perfect. That's great. But by collecting multiple points and logging it, we can then show over a period of time what the actual variance is. So we're seeing some rinks that have 3, 4, even 5-degree variance, and at some larger facilities. And they might think, okay, my variance, it's going to be the warmest over here where my ZAM gate is because we have the gate to outside to dump all the snow. But really, that's like their second or third warmest spot. Their warmest spot is actually here in their opposing goal crease. And from here to here, it was like a 5 or 6 degree difference from 19 to like 13 degrees. And you're able to then trend that and monitor that from ice install throughout the year. And we're planning on adding a widget to tell you your outside temperature. You can add inside and bowl temperature and whatever to get a full sense of what's really going on. The outside temperature, we don't really need a sensor. We don't need to be that specific to start. It's more just what's the weather network saying the weather is in San Jose. Okay, it's 85 degrees, humidity dew point, and then we can compare that and trend that with your rink. Maybe you have some areas that are consistently the problem. Maybe it's your lines. Maybe the concrete's thicker underneath there. Dehumidification. It could be obviously a variety of factors, but you'll have the data to report that. So you would just type in 17.2, 16.3, walk your way all around. Once that's done, you can go to the results tab, generate. Let's see. I only did a few of these. Let's see if I have at least one that has some reasonable information. That's mumbo jumbo. And we're planning on doing a color code as well, so that then we can go out and see your temperature over that period of time, and also, okay, this is too warm, this is too cold across your entire rink. Do you folks see value and interest in collecting your surface temperature? Again, I know a few of you have done it. I just don't want to log in and show someone's surface temperature if they're not comfortable with that. Questions, comments?
You can log in and show mine, Zach.
Oh, you've done some? Beautiful.
From Dort Financial, I do mine before game days or before the actual game time to get a general idea. Last game was on Saturday.
Beautiful. Thank you, my friend. Okay.
I also ordered a Bluetooth infrared sensor off of Amazon that I'm going to try.
Okay.
That supposedly you can pull the trigger and it just, whatever the data is, it's supposed to input just like the digital caliper does.
Can you send that to me?
I haven't gotten it yet. I ordered it yesterday. It should be here tomorrow, but I can send you that information if it works.
Yeah, can you send me the link to review? Is it like a handheld or how does it work?
It's a handheld one, just like a normal one. Based on what I saw online, when you pull the trigger, it's supposed to transmit that data just like the digital caliper does to whatever.
Okay.
So it acts kind of like a Bluetooth keyboard, just like the caliper does.
Cool. So I had bought one before online and it turned out, and I hope the one you have is great, because if it is, that's perfect. The one I had bought, it was Bluetooth. I was excited. I tried to pair it to start using it, but it only worked on like a Windows XP. It wouldn't work on like an iPad or something because it took an older type of Bluetooth. Bluetooth IR, or some of them, it ties to their proprietary app. So I haven't been able to find one. Like there was one like General Tools, and it was like, I don't know, 75 bucks or 100 bucks, but it only paired to their app. It didn't work like it was, like you said, like a Bluetooth keyboard.
Yeah. The one I found just said it was Bluetooth. It didn't mention anything about an app, so I'll find out when I get it. But when it shows up, I'll definitely forward that to you.
Yes, please. Was it something like this one?
It looks like that, but it was off of Amazon, so
Let
it
me
was
know. Yeah,
like
if you can
80
send me-
bucks.
Okay. If you can send me that link, I'd really appreciate it. I think it'd be very valuable.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you. Yeah, this was the one that we found. So these two were the ones that we found. This one was Bluetooth, but only worked for old tech. And then there's this one from Tool Smart Bluetooth connected infrared thermometer. It's perfect, but it only works with the Tool Smart app, and you couldn't use it for something else, which it's kind of pointless. Yeah, this one here. So in case some of you folks are thinking of going out and buying stuff, feel free to go buy stuff, but I'll save you the headache of this one won't work with it unless you're going around with a desktop computer. And this one here, I thought was going to do the trick, but it only works with the General Tool app, which if you just want the reading, perfect, but it won't transmit to Sub-Zero, which is a bummer. So that's why we're trying to come up with our own thing. But if what Adam has works, then yeah, we can go ahead with that. That would be perfect. So let's see Adam's readings here. So yeah, so there you go, 19.8, 18 degrees. And technically, if you wanted to, you could overlay this with your ice steps over a period of time. Do you do 37 or you do 29 points? Results, generate, submit. So thinnest spot, thickest spot. Yeah, and we can throw all this stuff into, thank you, Dennis. You can throw all this stuff into ChatGPT and have it do some awesome trends and comparisons over a period of time. If you want to see more, I can show you more. I can show you Dennis. Dennis has done it through, I think, from when they put their ice in till now. So you can actually see how the temperatures started to get colder. I want to say cool down from when they did their ice install. But I think the data you'll be able to find will be pretty awesome. So that's new. That's a surface temp. The ice plant. Yes, we are coming out with a plant reading. We're working on it now, like a detailed one that has outside, inside pumps and everything. We've built it. We're finishing it. The compressor log is available. So if I go back to our general area. So you pick your facility. You can have multiple plants for each facility. So let's take Girard again as an example. Girard has one facility, 6 rinks with 3 plants, I believe, and different plants service different rinks. So we can go in and we can put all those compressors in, which we already have, link them to the right plant that services the right rink. So then we'll see the proper, it's not just generic 1 to 6, 1 to 6, 1 to 6. You'll see compressor 1 and 2 or 1, 2, 3, or for Girard, it's like A1, B1, C1, and you can fill in all that information. And our end goal is to tie back the change in runtime hours, the suction, discharge, amperage, all that data to how many floods you're doing per day, the current ice thickness, the temperature outside, and give that all to you with analytics tools and trends. So we've built this in the back end of the system to be able to accommodate that. So I'll just go to somebody that I know off the top of my head. Newmarket, Magna Center. So here's their 4 rinks. They're all serviced by the one plant. There's the ice plant, and there's the 3 compressors. So then, and for different rinks, I don't know if we've set Great Parks up. We haven't, but they've got a whole bunch of different compressors. So which compressor for which plant for which rink, and then which rinks are serviced by which plant. That's all been figured out and structured in the back end, so that then you don't have to deal with garbage data in, garbage data out. It's all structured, clean, and organized for you when we go to run reports. Water quality checks. So we were chatting with some folks today, brand new users. You can go out and do a water quality check. We have like a 5-in-1 device we can get off Amazon for like, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 bucks. You just put it in a pail of flood water, whether before or after, and it'll tell you your pH, TDS, hardness, temperature, conductivity, and you can trend those. Jared, do you mind if I show your readings? Is that okay?
Yep, that's fine.
Thank you. So if I go to Canada Life Center, so they put in a whole bunch, which is awesome. And again, we've exported it to then run trends as to their TDS or their pH over a period of time. And they're doing readings multiple times a day. And they've done an awesome job for the last few weeks, if not months. Some of the data you'll have, some of the data you won't have, some you collect, it doesn't matter. But again, we can still trend it. And all this will come together for a ice management score, which I'll talk about in a second. Last major module that is available and ready for you to use is the notes section. Not sure if any of you have experience, used it, tried it out yet. Feel free to share with me your thoughts. So on every page, there's a little plus icon. Again, it can be easy just to not notice it. Click on the plus. There you go, right away. You can pick your facility, add a note. So you can just say, great chat today for user group. Okay. So this isn't meant to replace a work order system or an inspection or something. This is just an FYI for everybody. Let's say it came from OB1, press submit. There you go. note saved, done. You can go about your day. You don't have to send something on Teams or a sticky note or the whiteboard that someone's going to erase or across all of your buildings. Then you see here, now there's 15 notes for me to check personally, which maybe I've been away, maybe I haven't checked stuff. There's someone else who's on top of it all the time. Now here's all my notes. I can adjust the size of the fields and stuff. I can acknowledge notes. So there you go. I can only acknowledge it once, obviously. This is a great suggestion from Sudbury. So then if you've got multiple staff and you want them to say, hey, I know this is going on, I know what's happening. You want to see, okay, 10 or 15 people have acknowledged this. You can pin notes. So if you don't want them to dismiss them, because it's like a silver stick tournament's happening this weekend and we got to build our ice. I don't want someone to say, oh, I didn't see it because I accidentally dismissed it. You can pin that for everyone to see. And then any notes that you've already seen, you don't care, you can just dismiss those notes and away they go. And you can keep everything all on track here, again, across all of your buildings, all in one spot. And then see all your previous notes. Any questions or comments? The trends. So we've adjusted last week and we've now added for all points, whether it's 29, 37, 52, or 6 points, the ability to do your iStep trends. So if I go from, this is just demo data. Gerard, can I show your data if that's okay? For all of your rinks?
Yep, go ahead.
Thank you, sir. San Jose. So for Sharks Ice, oops, that's a teaser there. So if I go from, let's just say June until today, and let's go back till January. So again, doesn't matter. Before, some of you folks weren't using, I didn't refresh it properly, sorry. Some of you folks weren't using 29 points. This report wasn't ready. That issue's dealt with and done now. There we go. So now it doesn't matter how many points you do, this report is available for you. To today, ice pads will just select all the rinks that have a reading over that period of time. Show table, no. Remove results over 5 inches. So if you have a weird variation. And then there's your ice steps. So there still might be 1 or 2 that have a variance, but you can see across all your pads of ice, all your rinks, all of the ice steps that you've done. So I could just change this to be, let's say, February 12th, submit. There you go. So now you can see ice thickness across all of your rinks, all of your readings, all in one spot. We have a lot of these rinks now that have multiple sheets of ice, and they're able to trend this in comparison to your heat map. Your heat map is a live look. This is kind of that timeline to trend and see your ice thickness in one spot. Training, what's new? So if you click on this link, we'll always show you new features that have come up and are available. The link to RFAM, archive. So for some of you folks that are legacy users, you've been around for a while and you have older data, as opposed to us keeping it all on one site, and you have to, and it slows it down, or you've got thousands of inspections or ice steps loading, especially if you're doing 29, 37, 52 over every single inspection, thousands of points that start to add up. So data that's a year old, we're archiving it so you can still access it, but we're storing it and saving it separately so it doesn't affect your load time of the site. So any old data, you'll go to archive for your ice steps. And that's the system. That's everything so far that we've built. Questions, comments. In the last little bit, I'll show you what we have coming out next, and then I'll pass things over to Martin as well. Any questions, comments? Okay. So this is what we have coming out next. So I showed you a little bit about the app. So we're excited for that. I already got a few emails from some of you folks that want to be the first users of the app to get that link to download and test it out. That's awesome. Feel free to reach out to me if you want to be kept in the loop on that. The end goal, again, I don't remember if I mentioned it, to have widgets so you can run trends and analytics. Something that we're also working on, another module that will be coming out, is a dashboard inspection. We wanted to do this years ago, but we couldn't, or 2 years ago, we couldn't figure out how to do it because we're like, everybody has different layouts, different corner radius. Some have 40 boards, 80 board sections. So we just said we'll simplify it and we'll break the rink into 12 segments of boards. Doesn't matter how many individual board sections you have, but each of the corners, then 3 on either side and 1 on both ends, and we're going to track roughly, we're going to figure this out, but 5 components, from the kick plate, the boards, the glass, the netting, anything else. And it'll just be visual digital inspection over each of those rinks. If something has failed, then one will turn red and you can go back and you can pull it up and you can see what the issue is, as opposed to like a work order system where you're trying to explain it's by the Scotiabank ad, there's screws popping out. Now you can visualize it all digitally, and again, do trends as to which section is consistently having more issues or problems with the glass, whatever. And maybe one day we'll get to like inventorying your boards and glass sections for sides of the rink once we learn and figure out how that would work easily. But this is the next component that we're working towards. And the last thing that I'll show you. So what I'm about to show you next is not to say one person's ice is better or worse than somebody's else, or to shame people. What it is there are relative standards to having good ice. And we all, obviously, all of you folks being users of Sub-Zero, your goal is to strive to have the best ice possible. That's why you're using the system. Otherwise, you'd say, you know what, we're just going to stick to paper. Paper's sufficient and fine. To look at every single reading individually, from ice depths to variances to surface temperatures to TDS of your water, it would be a lot of work to review all of those and say, okay, do we need to adjust this? Are we higher or lower here? What do we need to do? So we've amalgamated all of those and given you a rink performance scorecard. Again, it's not to say that this rink here is just because one's a 75 and the other one's a 74, that one has to be better ice. It's going to function the same way as your sleep score on your iPhone or your Whoop or whatever you use, where it'll tell you at the end of the day, hey, you got a 94 sleep score. You could have had a nightmare. That doesn't change anything, but from the metrics it's collecting, and then you can trend over a month period. Hey, I had a week where my score was awful, but now my score is back up. What was the issue? What was the problem? And for you folks that have multiple sheets of ice, 3, 4, 5, 6 sheets of ice, to be able to diagnose each and every rink would be a lot of work, especially with all the different criterias. Here we amalgamated to give you a score so you can see what's going on. So this is what it's going to look like. We have obviously some adjustments coming, and it's not available yet. We're hoping within the next few weeks, but whether it's on your phone or on a tablet, you put this up on a TV, you'll be able to select which rink. This is just demo stuff, and it'll automatically update your scores, color coding and all that cool stuff, but it's going to give you these key readings. And it'll also encourage your staff, and these numbers here are just demo numbers and even this stuff here, but this will encourage your staff to then fill in maybe stuff they're not currently filling in, like water quality, because they'll say, hey, you know what, we know our water quality is great and it's at 80 or 90 TDS. So it'll encourage them to start filling that in as opposed to only just using the ice depths. So you'll have the performance score, which is your live score, the confidence rating, which is 0 to 100, which means how many of these actual fields have data in them, an average from all of your data. So you'll see, am I above what I typically operate at, or am I below? And then an integrity one. I can't remember what that one's going to be, but 3 or 4 scores. And if you have multiple rinks, you'll be able to see all of your rinks and see all of their live scores, amalgamating all this data, your outside temperature, humidity, and then AI giving you recommendations to improve. So this isn't to say one person's ice is better than someone else's, but it is to say, hey, if you've got a floor that's 10 inches off and you're carrying 6 inches of ice and your surface temperature is 30 degrees Fahrenheit and your TDS is 350, is your ice going to be as good performance as someone who has a level sheet, 1.25 inches, TDS of 80 and surface temperature of like 20, 21 degrees? So the goal is just to make this standardized so then you guys can leverage data to simplify how to improve your performance of your ice. Questions, comments? Is there any concerns from what I'm showing you of this sort of dashboard for your ice performance across all of your rinks? Does anybody love the idea? Does anybody hate the idea? Hey, everyone's neutral. That's fine. So that's everything. That's the updates. So the big things are the app, well, all the new features that we've shown you. The stuff we're looking forward to is the scorecard, the app, the IR gun and usage of some more maybe hardware technology. Those are the 3 to 4 key things in the dashboard checklist. If any of you folks have suggestions of things that could be added to enhance the system, always feel free to reach out. Would be excited to hear your feedback. Martin, are you still with us?
Yes, I am, sir.
Awesome. So Martin, I want to leave the last 5 to 10 minutes. I'm not sure if you want to share your screen. I can stop sharing mine. And folks, this isn't a sales pitch on WM. This is to what Jason's point was, is are you guys working with other vendors to integrate data and the industry and so on? Martin, Mirko, Andres, and the team there were generous enough to host us a few weeks ago. And we were really blown away by their operation. And it turned out we were doing some things, the exact same things, just different ways of doing it. And the data that they have, the trends, what they're working towards is pretty mind blowing. We're both working in the same direction, so we're collaborating to work together. And we wanted to give Martin and his team an opportunity to introduce themselves and show you kind of what we're working on and what we're working towards over the next few months or years. Martin?
Well, thank you very much, Zach. First of all, I'd like to express my compliments to what you have been doing. We are still very, very impressed every day by clicking around the demo access to Sub-Zero software. Big compliments. Thank you for giving me the word, if I may, and I don't want to bore you or to make explode this event, but if you allow to share a couple of slides that I prepared, just to first of all make yourself a bit familiar. Not everybody might be familiar with WM Technics. Who are we? What are we doing? And getting that chance is great for me, and I hope that everybody will be willing to listen to these couple of slides in my short presentation. I'd like to share that one with you. Let me see if I can manage. I think that Zach, you would allow to
let me see here.
Allow me to share my presentation with you.
Upfront,
in the meantime,
here we go. Make a presenter.
I do excuse. Oh yeah, perfect. See if I can share now, or I can at least try to.
The powder? Figured a loophole around it. Not a loophole. We're gonna put it right
here we go.
Okay. Where the Oscar is already.
Let me just mute Ted here for a second.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Okay.
Go for it.
Yeah, here we go. Okay. Do you see my screen now?
You're good.
Okay. Well, first of all, in that front, I'd like to apologize a bit for my language skills. I give my best to make myself understood in English. My mother tongue is not English, but I try my best anyway. So first of all, welcome to WM Technics. My name is Martin. I'm in the International Sales Area Manager, even partially in charge of some of the North American regions, but mostly in charge of Asia. I do share with you my contact details, so whenever anybody has some questions independently from what the topic might be, I'll be more than happy to get back to you as soon as I can, either through email, WhatsApp, or telephone. The main purpose of sharing these couple of slides with you is, first of all, to make yourself a bit familiar to what WM actually is. WM was founded and established in 1986 by the founder, Willy Mulzer. Therefore, the two initials of name and surname became our brand logo, WM, coming though from Willy Mulzer. We have been producing ice resurfacing machines for almost 40 years now, so we're going to celebrate our 40th anniversary next year. These were the early days. Some of you might still remember the early ice resurfaces independently from the manufacturer, and at this point I would really like to express compliments and say that we do very much appreciate and honorize what the other people around the world are doing in producing their ice resurfacing machines and giving their best to make athletes on the ice happy. We do the same. Actually, we are based in the most northern province of Italy. It's called Bolzano. We are bilingual, actually, and we do find in our area the best the very best conditions even to test and to implement our ice resurfacing machines, seeing that we have quite cold winters and long winters as well. Well, I'm not gonna lose too many words as it comes to what we think are our advantages and our USPs. You might eventually see those on our website as well. Mission and vision I'm gonna skip, but maybe the interest lays more in what kind of products we do offer. One of you might already be aware of what we are offering in terms of solutions for pro and heavy duty ice resurfacing, as well as the smaller ones for minor ice rinks or maybe some contemporary ice rinks, some event ice rinks and so on. New on board, which is going to present it pretty soon at the FSB show in Germany, will be our manual edger solution, which is quite unique because it can work on the sides as well as go frontwards in taking away the ice nipples. However, this shall not be a sales event of WM, but now I'm touching the points that might relate to tonight's event, or yeah, for me it's tonight, yours is afternoon, especially as we come to speak about our flagship product Mammut. Aside of the what we call USPs, definitely there is one thing that I'd like to lose a word about. It is so-called Connect, the software that is homemade in-house that our engineering people, they program themselves, is to some extent touching a bit what Sub-Zero is doing, but not as sophisticated, not as multi-layered, of course, as Sub-Zero's is. But this is where Sub-Zero and WM Technics is going to find, to share data, to onboard, to connect, and as a joint forces, let's say this way, try to make life of ice masters and arena management better as it comes to saving time, saving money, and saving natural resources. Same thing applies a bit to our Autopilot 3D. We are, as far as I know, the only ones that can offer a self-driving machine around the world. Here I would like to definitely underline the purpose definitely was not in developing this machine to take the job of ice masters away. We have to face some different realities over here in Europe as it comes to the job, the hard job of ice master, because people here working 7 days, mostly more than 12 hours a day, and this for the entire months of the winter season. It's hard to find people, young people, that would like to go into the footsteps of the let's call it old and experienced ice masters. So we have really some personal resource problem as it comes to the ice master job. To some extent, we had to develop and find something. Our solution was a self-driving autopilot machine that at least can do self-driving, the early morning cleaning, for example, or the late night cleaning after the beer hockey teams playing, just by pressing the button. At least when the ice master comes in the morning, the ice is clean and not full of snow and other stuff. So this is what we strongly believe can be a solution for those people that run out of time, that are lacking of time all the time, that like to dedicate themselves to other duties, while the machine is at least doing the one or the other ice cleaning. The machine itself can always be driven traditionally manually by the ice master, that's no doubt at all, but it might be help at some point. It's not only machine, because it's also the software integrated. With other words, with every drive you collect data, and that data can be definitely used for a proper and better arena management. What you see here on this slide is basically the picture that you get after every ice cleaning by Mammut Autopilot 3D. Basically, you see some blue and some red color on the ice. This is where the machine tells you, compared to what you like to achieve, and what we like to achieve most of the time is around 4 centimeters of ice, because every additional centimeter would mean 15% more of energy to be invested in cooling down the ice. So the blue part says I'm lacking of ice in order to reach the 4 centimeters. The red part says I have too much ice, so you can cut down a bit. You can do this either manually, or you can even let the machine do it when the next time it goes on its own self-driving around and perfectly knows where to cut away how many 0 point something millimeters of ice. So this is one of the main gains out of the Autopilot 3D and the Connect software. And this is exactly the point where we like to definitely touch base more and more with Sub-Zero, trying to contribute a little bit to maybe give the one or the other input to Sub-Zero. Same the other way around. We are very happy that Zach and the team is going to connect with us in form of a collaboration and partnership to simply make things better for Ice Masters, for arena management, and in the end of day, or at the end of day, for happy athletes and ice athletes all around the world. Well, in the end, last slide that I'd like to share with you, aside of being certified, of course, is this. At a glance, why WM Technics? 40 years of experience. We believe that we are producing according to state-of-the-art technology. And again, here, we do see ourselves a bit as the small, tiny goldfish that is in the big pond of the big fishes. We are fully aware that others are doing great machines as well. We try our best due to our innovation and technology. We think that we can do a good job. We have a wide range of machinery solution for different Icefield Pro heavy duty as well as mobile event segment. Technical homemade software, I mentioned about this, that helps a lot in the saving of time, money, and natural resources. Autopilot 3D. Other different or slightly different thing maybe compared to others, we have spare part ordering that is available 24/7 through an online shop. We are sending out on spare parts usually between 3 and 4 days. We have almost everything, more than 90% of the spare parts on stock. The others we can get from our suppliers within a rather short period of 4 to 6 weeks. We believe, and we are aware there are some rumors in North America about pricing of WM Technics. I would call it this way: we have affordable, high-end quality, so definitely good value for money. And if someone would be interested, at least to get a price quotation or something, please feel free to do so, because we like, even to prove that not all the rumors that are around are true. Well, outstanding order and production lead times. We guarantee production of big machines guaranteed within 8 weeks. So we are able, from order approval to availability date of the machine for loading in Italy, 8 weeks. Basically, it's 2 months. This is year round, and it applies to all our machines. Our big advantage is that we have a global network of very much appreciated supportive distribution partners for sales consultancy, for service, fast maintenance, which is anyway the most essential thing, that you have people on hand that you can contact, that you can call if your machine to some extent doesn't work anymore or is broken down or whatsoever. No one can really afford that the machine it does not do a proper job. Last but not least, new and very exciting, the collaboration and partnership with Sub-Zero. At this point, I'd like to thank again very much Zach for having invited me tonight to talk to you and to be with you. Any questions, you please feel free to contact me directly at my contact details that I shared before. If there is a question now, I'll be more than happy to answer. And at this point, I give the word back to Zach, thanking you very, very much again for the time and for listening to me. Lovely. You have a good day, and for me, it will be a good night pretty soon. Thanks again.
Thank you, Martin. Really appreciate it. So everyone, I think this was valuable. We went a few minutes over time, 4 minutes over time. I apologize, that's on me. We're happy to have Martin, though, and WM join us. I think it's opening the door to what our planned integration is, and to Jason's point earlier about, is there the ability to have machines talk to the software and do it all in one? Martin was very humble. They've built some very phenomenal stuff, and it's not about this manufacturer versus that manufacturer, just looking simply at the technology of what they've been able to build. Looking more at their Connect and their Autopilot 3D is pretty mind-blowing. And it does scare us a little bit too, because we say, oh man, our stuff isn't going to be needed one day when the machine does it all. But it's beautiful to see some of these tools. I know some of you folks here on the call have WM, which is great. But we're slowly starting to work with these manufacturers to build you a single tool all in one spot. So if you folks have any questions, I noticed again a few have already reached out about some next steps on a few items that we've announced. during this user group meeting today. Thank you. Thank you for everyone putting aside an hour plus to join us today. And thank you for continuing to trust us. And we look forward to next steps and the new features that are coming out. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Martin.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Zach.
Thanks,
Take care.
everyone. Have a good day.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
everyone.